It is throwback week, and the Denver Broncos are debuting their throwbacks for the first time this season at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Can the defense hold up against this high-firing, fast, explosive, high-scoring Cowboys offense? And can the Denver Broncos offense finally get on track and start quickly and play a thorough game? Can we play complementary football? There are some changes made this week by the Broncos during practice, and we're going to talk about some of those and whether or not they're going to help. Welcome to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz.
Tune in, now it's time to sit. Orange and blue, we never quit. Broncos pride is lit legit. Every week we're bringing grit. Orange and blue, we bring the heat. Podcast grind, it can't be beat. Every play, every style we meet. Blitz so hard, it's on repeat. Mile high dreams, we elevate. Break it down, we narrate. From the field to the fan debate. Broncos country, we dominate. We got the passion, we got the drive. Orange and blue keeps us alive. Every tackle, every stride. It's the Blitz where legends thrive.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz. Today we are blitzing the Cowboys, brought to you by the Orange and Blue Network, guys. If you are here, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with our friends and family, with your friends and family. We are on the path to 539. We are at 492 last I checked, so we're just about under 40 away subscribers from triggering the Bo Nix jersey giveaway. Excuse me. And so you must be subscribed to us on YouTube to be a part of that. And after that giveaway is done, we will be announcing the next giveaway along with the next milestone. So make sure you subscribe and also make sure you hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of our shows. Today's Friday, so you've got Orange and Blue Blitz, and then you have Vivos Los Broncos at 6 p.m. And like I said, we are getting a Thursday show that is coming around the corner. If not, it didn't happen this week, so it probably happen next week as soon as Charlie's getting it ready. So, guys, make sure you don't miss that. So you're going to have us every single day of the week, including game days, the Get Bucked Game Day show. So I will be back hosting that. Johnny and I should be back hosting that together for the first time this season. And also the post-game show, the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. So you guys are going to want to hit your notification bell, and you guys aren't going to want to miss that. All right, guys. In the comment section, we got Shy already here. We got Michael. He says, will we break Dak? Will Bo finally throw for 250 plus? Will he finally get the pick six we desperately want to see? Let's find out from the man, the myth, the legend, Isaiah Henderson. Well, on the second one, Bo has already beat his career passing yards, 326 against Cincinnati. So there's that. But I think so. And that's just one of the many, many things we're going to talk about, including the injury report, full bill of health. Today's going to come out later. But yesterday, everybody was full. Dre Greenlaw would have been full. Had he not gotten suspended. But I guess the Giants get fined for violating medical protocol in front of the national media. Meanwhile, let me not get into that. But while the Broncos get suspended. But whatever, screw the refs. So the 5-2 Broncos, first in the AFC West, are debuting their throwbacks against the Cowboys. I wish the Cowboys were wearing their away throwbacks with the star, so that way it could be a real throwback game. But we're debuting our throwbacks, the best, one of the, if not the best jerseys in the NFL. They're up there with Houston Oilers, the Patriots, the Buccaneers, and the Seahawks. Broncos are definitely in that five. And so it just depends who you ask. So we're debuting them. We're undefeated in them. Last year we beat the Raiders in them, and then we beat the Chiefs. So we're undefeated in them. We're back at home again, second home game. Hopefully, our team was maybe tired last week. You had jet lag, but it seemed to be a consistent theme that the offense could not get started through the first three quarters. Now, the silver lining in this, the diamond in the rough in this, is that it's the lack of consistency. And I've been saying that the national media is rooting against the Broncos and wants the Chiefs to to come back and surge again. I'm going to walk that back a little, and I'm going to rephrase because I don't think that's true because they predicted us to be the Cowboys. And I'm like Henry over at DNVR. I respect the Cowboys to a great degree. They have weapons everywhere. Receivers. I compared them to the Colts. But I believe the Cowboys have a lot better weapons on offense than the Colts do. The Cowboys have better receivers. The Colts have a better tight end. The Colts have a better running back, even though Javonte Williams is top 5 in the NFL. So is J.K. Dobbins quietly, though. So is J.K. Dobbins. Let's not also forget that. A really, really, really good tight end as well. And so all those weaknesses are present. All the things that, can hurt the Broncos, the tight end game especially, are present going over the middle of the field, especially with Dre Greenlaw not being there, not because he's healthy, because he got suspended. This is really a game we really need him. And so they can go up and down the field. They've scored 40 points 3 or 4 times this year. The lowest scoring game I think they had was 37 points. So they put up points. And so they can hit you from anywhere over the field. Shai says we better beat the Cowboys. He said his week was good. That's good. It's always good to hear. Yo said the same thing is on. Yeah, I was a little bit late. Had to get the Wi-Fi fixed and connected so we can get going. Yo says I thought they reversed the Greenlaw suspension. No, they upheld it. He said, never mind. I guess I had bad info. Yeah, there's a lot of that out there sometimes. Dak has been on a tear, and so has Javonte. Yes, their entire offense. Their entire offense has been on a tear. Sai says Sean Payton needs to unleash Bo Nix. I think, here's my opinion with tempo. Back to the offense. Because we talked about the Cowboys offense for a little bit. That sidetracked, but we're back to the thanks, Shai, for getting me back on track. Here's what I think about Bo Nix. And what I was saying was everybody kept saying that they predicted Bo Nix was the worst quarterback. They were wrong last year. Now coming in this year, they thought they can, there were narratives and things like that. Oh, he's just not the guy and stuff like that. They thought they were proven wrong. But now we're on a 4-game win streak. Now we're 5-2. Now we're first in the AFC West. And here's what everyone's saying, and here's what I agree with now. There is something there. You don't just come back in the fourth quarter like that twice in one season and you're just anybody. Anybody just can't do that. You can't put up 33 points in the fourth quarter. Touchdown. So I think we had the ball 5 times in the fourth quarter. Touchdown, 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 field goal. That's what the Colts are doing every game. That's what the Cowboys are doing every game. And Bo Nix led the offense to do that in a quarter. So what the national media was saying and what Broncos country felt was, hey, especially with the Eagles game, hey, there's something there with Bo where in the fourth quarter when there's pressure and there's things, the game is on the line, this guy turns into prime Peyton Manning. And he's really good, really efficient. But why can't we do that consistently throughout the game and throughout the season, week by week? And so the national media and Broncos country is kind of the same on similar plane right now. And that's very rare, which is they're 5-2. They're first in the AFC West. They lead the NFL in sacks. Excellent pass rush. I think the secondary is good. Secondary is good. Not elite, but they're good. And so getting Greenlaw back. And so everybody's like, okay, this team definitely has extreme potential. But we want, because only imagine if we were consistent offensively through all 4 quarters. We're waiting to see it. They're going to see it. So they're kind of like, they could and be very dangerous and be a problem at Peyton's in the offseason. But it's not there yet. So when Shai said Sean has to unleash Bo Nix, I think a lot of things has been brought up, which is tempo. I think if I'm the coach, if I'm the head coach and I'm deciding I want to go tempo, I'm going to do tempo at least if I can. at minimum 4 times a game. I'm going to do it at the beginning, the first possession of each half, the last possession of each half. So when you first get the ball, whether you receive or if you're on defense first and then you get the ball, you go tempo. And then 2-minute warning, or if you don't get the ball, whatever last possession you have of the half. You do that the last possession of the game, unless you're up by a lot or your first possession coming out of the half. Get out and start quickly and start fast. And I think that's what you want to do against the Cowboys. Start going tempo. You receive, get the ball first, go tempo, put 7, let them play behind. And then after you go up and you make, let's say you go up 7-0, I think if you get up on the Cowboys and your defense can kind of bend but don't break, definitely stop the run first. You want to make them one-dimensional. They're good one-dimensional, but it's better for them to be one-dimensional than two-dimensional or multi-dimensional. Is then you want to run the ball. You can do what Sean Payton wants to do, bring in the different personnel, run the ball, huddle every down. You get up 7-0. You score quickly. Get them tired in that altitude. And, get them, shock them in that altitude. Score 7-0. Defense comes out, does what defense does, whether it's a 3-and-out, whether let's say it's not a 3-and-out. Let's say we go up 7-0 first possession. Like we receive tempo, we go up 7-0. Defense bends, doesn't break, gives away a field goal because Aubrey can probably hit a field goal from anywhere in that stadium. So he hits the field goal. Now they're up 7-3. So the offense comes back out. Do you go back tempo? No. Now you take your time. Now you want a long, sustained drive against this Dallas Cowboys defense. So in the first possession, Bo Nix gets what he wants. The offense gets what they want. The crowd gets what we want. Up 7-0. Now they got to play loud against this crowd. They can kick a field goal 7-3. Offense comes back on the field. So offense has already caught rhythm from the first possession. So now they come back out and they say, hey, you know what? 4, 5, 6-minute drive. We're going to get their defense tired, and we're going to get their offense cold. So then you drive down the field, long sustained drive. Then you want to finish these drives in the red zone. Bo Nix is really good in the red zone. So let's say you can go up 10-3, kick a field goal. No, but you want to score touchdowns because their defense isn't good. So you go up 14-3. Right, so now you're up 14-3. So now they're down. The Cowboys are down 2 possessions at home against the Broncos with one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. So now you're up 14-3. Okay, so the Cowboys get it again, go down the field. Let's say they kick another field goal. And this time, let's say, you know what? They got some momentum field goal. Let's say now you want to go tempo. Or you want to go another long, sustained drive. And those long, sustained drives, which Sean Payton likes, really does hurt the defense and demoralize them. It really does. Because if you can go 2 touchdowns back to back, or 3 touchdowns, 1 quick touchdown, and then 2 long sustained drives back to back and get the offense cold. And the last time they were on the field, they were down 14-6. 6 minutes later, they get the ball back with, let's say, 4 minutes left in the half. And now they have to try and go out and score. They're one-dimensional. They have to throw the ball. They're down 21-6. And now they're going to be predictable. Now you can tee off. Now you can sit back and blanket them or keep everything underneath. They try and run their form. They try and get the ball and score quickly. And if we get the ball back, then we went tempo, slow sustained, tempo to end it. And that when you can get 3, you can go up 24-6 or 24, or you can go up 24-13 and a half. And so you go up 24-13. So it's field goal, touchdown. For the Cowboys, and let's say it's touchdown, field goal. And so what you can do is you can use the way you can unleash Bo Nix, and you can have them both do what they want. That works for the offense, and it works for Broncos country. Is your first drive is to establish rhythm, tempo, establish rhythm, get the touchdown, establish rhythm. Now you're good to go. Now Sean Payton can get his play calls in, his personnel packages in. Now you can take long sustained drives. And this entire time, let's say this is the game plan, the entire time you're doing this, you don't know what you've done to the Cowboys defense, which isn't good this year at all. But what you've done to the Cowboys defense, and not just the Cowboys defense, but the Cowboys sideline is what you've said is we can score. We can score quick or we can score slow. So you don't know how long you're going to be on the sideline. and we're going to score. So you're going to watch the score increase. And also on our defensive side, we can bend but not break, because at this instance, it was what for the Cowboys? Field goal, touchdown, field goal. So if our offense is got rhythm and we're scoring touchdowns and you're just kicking field goals because our defense, because their offensive line is maybe in pass pros, maybe middle of the road, and they may have an injury to one of the offensive linemen this week, I think, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. But even fully healthy, they're middle of the pack. And so if you can rush 4, I think if you can get there on 4, and then actually drop back into coverage, maybe have man over here, Pat Surtain, follow CD, and then you have zone and you help you zone up Pickens and the tight end. I think Turpin could have a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if Jahdae Barron ended up starting and playing most of the snaps because of Turpin's speed. But they have many weapons. But I think if that's the type of complementary football and the way to unleash Bo Nix is, let's start off with tempo, establish the rhythm, and then you make long sustained drives and you keep them off the field. And in the second half, you don't necessarily have to be as efficient in scoring. Maybe you go first 2 drives or field goals, and then it's a 3 and out. The first 3 drives of the second half. Because at the end of the half, you went up 24-13. So now you're up, what was that, 30? And then let's say they scored a touchdown. And so was that 30-20. 30-20. Fourth quarter starts, and then, we're fourth quarter. Once again, long sustained drives or tempo, whatever you want to do. If you feel like the Cowboys, and this is what the offense is supposed to be. If you feel like the Cowboys are getting momentum, then you can go tempo. Quick punch them in the mouth. Quick score. Or you can slow it down and keep them cold. So there's just a bunch of things that we can do. They have 2 very good wide receivers that are going to be hard to lock down. If we play like we did against the Giants, Cowboys are going to put 40 on us. Yes. They tied with the Packers at 40, a 40-point tie. And so now they have, we have the weapons. We need to utilize them better, quicker, and stop the daggone negative 3-yard screen passes. Yes, I agree. I love watching Bo run close to the end zone and get in, but Doug, we need to get the ball thrown forward quicker and more often. Yes, I definitely agree. Drake Greenlaw was very productive. He only played 20 snaps, but he had like 6 tackles. And I think Alex Singleton led the team in tackles with 8. So in the 20 snaps he played, he almost led the team in tackles. He's really good. He's really good. Yeah, it's definitely these fourth quarter comebacks, definitely not good for your blood pressure. And I think the team knows that. I think that's why Sean Payton was so angry. I think we can, but we can't let them pull off on us like we let the Giants. Yeah. Yeah, we can. Shai says, do you think we could beat the Cowboys? This is one of those things where I'm just going to admit I feel like we're due for a loss. But here's the thing. The penalties are too much. And those penalties are drive killers. It's penalties. The 2 biggest things for our offense are penalties and drops. Penalties and drops. Broncos are like 3rd in drops in the NFL. It's not sacks. It's not turnovers. It's penalties and drops. So we got to clean up those penalties. And that's going to cost us because we're 2nd worst in the NFL in penalties. The Jaguars are 1st, which is very rare for a coaching staff like we have, that we'd be so undisciplined. So if we can stop the penalties, and for whatever reason, whenever we start the game, we always start off with drops. Always this season. And so there were some changes made this week to make Wednesday more like Sunday. And so there's two things that happened. We only know of one because Sean Payton didn't want to share it, but we know of another. So after the game on Sunday, I don't know if Bo Nix said it to the team. I don't know if Bo Nix said it to the coach. But he said, hey, let's watch film as a team. And I think one of the things they added was they all watched it as a team, and they said it was really good as a team. And they also started watching them as position groups as well. So I think what Sean Payton, if I had to guess what Sean Payton's going to do, is I think he's going to have like a scrimmage on Wednesdays, or he's going to bring in the refs on Wednesdays so that the way they can officiate the mistakes out on Wednesday so you can fix them Thursday, Friday before Sunday. So those are the things that we look like that we're going to, hopefully we can stop the penalties and fix that. How do you feel about our secondary reads the QB? I didn't see it much against Dart until the Sternard incident, but he thinks it's going to start getting more prioritized in practice. Watch through. Do you think our secondary is giving up too many big plays, or what do you mean? How do you feel about our secondary? Our secondary reads the QB. I didn't see it much against Dart until the Sternard interception, but he thinks it's going to start getting more prioritized in practice walkthroughs. Let me know what you mean by that. What how our secondary reads the QB. Are you meaning watching the quarterback and floating into your zone and getting an interception? But let me know what you mean by that. And while we're waiting for that, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and hit that notification bell. Tonight is Vivos Los Broncos with the 6'10" Mexican and Bronco Libre, who I finally got to meet on Sunday's game against the Giants at the tailgate. And he was absolutely awesome. I love him. Absolute brother. And Cody Latimer came by and chilled with us for a minute at the tailgate as well. So make sure you guys tune in to Superfan, Vivos Los Superfan Bronco Libre and the 6'10" Mexican for Vivos Los Broncos. Guys, we are going to head out of here. It's been a great, I hope you guys are having a good Friday. One more sleep. No, 2 more sleeps and a wake up. And throwback jerseys are on. Team is fully healthy. This is a big test. This is a big test. I mean, to get those interceptions, our cornerbacks not watching the QB to flow into that zone. I feel like we're ignoring the quarterback and we're just locked into our man until he gets dropped in the bucket. Or now we get a DPI. I think that depends on we play a lot of man coverage. I don't think we should play a lot of man coverage. I think Pat Surtain should, like I said earlier, I think Pat Surtain should follow CD, and then everyone else should be zoned, and we need to get pressure on 4 because Dak Prescott does very well against man coverage. He's done well against pressure this year. I don't care about a quarterback that does well against pressure. It's about the coverage on the back end. You only do well against pressure if the secondary is not good in coverage. So if our coverage is good, if CeeDee Lamb is if there's pressure given by the front 4 and Pat Surtain is locked up on CeeDee Lamb, and you can zone out everyone else, including the tight end, the slot, with Hufanga, Brennan Jones, I think what we should do, one of the biggest things I think we should do is I think we should blitz Singleton more and drop Sternad into coverage more. I think he's better in coverage than Singleton, better sideline to sideline. I'm hoping this is Sternad's second year basically starting in this defense. Because last year Singleton was hurt. This year Greenlaw's been hurt half the year and now he's suspended. So last year, I don't know, he's played the same position 2 years in a row. Because I think Barton wore the green dot last year. And now Singleton's wearing the green dot this year. So he's always been that off-ball blitzing linebacker. But I want to see him maybe in the off-ball coverage linebacker. I don't know if Joseph's going to make that adjustment, but I know that Singleton will not be in the rare time. Singleton will not be in coverage, man coverage against their tight end. So that won't happen. If you see it, it'll be in zone. But that's going to be it, guys, here for the Orange and Blue Blitz. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on YouTube. A mile high salute to you guys. We'll see you guys Sunday for the Get Bucked game.